Hi everyone, it's Jaden. I'm back with another video. Today I'm gonna be talking in details about the symptoms of trembling and shaking. It's probably one of my most viewed, well it is one of my most viewed videos that I have, so I figure that everybody has a lot of interest and I get comments on and questions on that video the most so far, so I thought I'd just do another video before I go in more deep depth of my experience with the adrenal crash, adrenal fatigue, HPA axis dysfunction, just overall exhaustion crash I had over a year ago, and I've recovered from it mostly, and just my path and journey, and still I'm trying to find ways to improve my overall health and well-being and fitness to get myself back to my optimal level. It is a pretty gradual and it is definitely a gradual process. It isn't fast, and I've had to learn so many new things about myself and fitness and health and through this journey. So it started to be it started being a very depressing and awful thing, but it eventually kind of evolved into this thing where it was like a great opportunity for me to better myself in a lot of ways and improve the quality of my life. So I'm actually very thankful that I've had to have this experience. When I was during the worst part of my adrenal crash and just like total life burnout, mental and physical burnout, over I think about a year ago now, at the worst of it was probably April to July 2019. Those were really shitty days. So yes, trembling and shaking were two of my most like frequent and concerning symptoms. And so okay, the feeling I had, there were multiple different like sub symptoms of these two symptoms. So I would get a certain kind of trembling where you couldn't see it, like I would just feel that there was like my cells or my body were just like vibrating underneath like myself, and I would stare in the mirror like just to see if I could see myself shake, and I barely could see myself shake. I wasn't really shaking, but I could feel that I was definitely trembling and shaking inside. Okay, so that was one. And then there was the muscle shakes where you're just so fatigued that your muscles like convulsing, pulsing, twitching, and that would happen in just all over, eyelids, tongue, like sometimes lips, face, arms, legs, everywhere, and it would move around too, and sometimes would last like a few seconds, few minutes, sometimes would be like the same spot for days and days and a couple weeks, and then it would switch spots and things like that. And then there was a weird one where as I'm falling asleep, like if I'm laying there to fall asleep, when I'm like the most relaxed, I would start to feel like there was a mini earthquake, like my whole body was shaking. But then again, I wasn't. Like I couldn't see it. Like I would stare at myself and I wouldn't see it. But then there were also times where I could see slight shaking. Okay, so there's some things that I've learned about it and like found out about it by having it and experiencing it for so long, was that sometimes it's actually because you're having heart palpitations, which is another symptom, but because your heart palpitations are so strong, like my palpitations weren't like racing heartbeat, they were more just like humongous pulses of my heartbeat. Like it would be like my heart would pump and I could feel it in my entire body, right? So that would be very noticeable if I'm just laying still, or like if I'm about to fall asleep, because you're more aware of everything because you kind of just tune out the world. You're about to fall asleep, so you're like really tuned into your body. At least I am. And I would feel just this boom, boom, like a pulse through my whole body. And so I've realized that a lot of times, well, not all the times, but like a lot of the times that I felt like I was shaking inside, it was actually because my heart was pumping so hard that like it was causing like an internal vibration. Okay. Now, through this journey, of course, I went to the doctor, because obviously when you get symptoms like this, it's very scary. You think of the worst. So I went to the doctor, I got everything checked out, and no, it wasn't signs of Parkinson's or MS or ALS. The doctor was actually and this is just like a regular MD who I saw this for, not a naturopath or a holistic doctor, because for something like that, I felt like I wanted to see an MD just to rule out the things that they were really good at detecting. So he pretty much laughed, and he was like, no, this is, like the percentages of my age having any of those were very unlikely. And there are like lots of other symptoms that you would have along with that, and they're very specific how the symptoms, like how the trembling would play out in those severe diseases, and I didn't have any of those. And they're all progressive diseases, so if you were to really have one of those, a year later you wouldn't be getting better, you'd be getting worse. So, and I definitely gotten better, like I'm probably like 90% better. So it really had to do with my whole adrenal and hormones, and just overdid myself in every way, and just had like a total system crash, which is, it's pretty awful too to deal with, to come back from. But so more other little details about it. So the shaking would come when I'm exhausted, whether if it's physically exhausted, or if I'm mentally exhausted, or if I'm emotionally spent. Like during that time, I was actually playing a lot of roles in my class and on sets that were very emotional. Like, and I had a lot of auditions during that time where I had to be very like angry and just intense, and I would just have a like massive trembling like episode after an audition. I would like hold myself together, do the audition, like express and just do your acting thing and just channel those emotions, and leaving the audition I would go in my car and my whole system would just be like, and it was just like the most awful feeling, like that feeling of, if you ever get really sick and tired and just like, it's like you're like shaking like a dog, like just that kind of feeling, like sick, shaky feeling. So that would happen when, I would push myself emotionally, or if I would push myself in tennis or my workouts, where that's what it takes. Like when you're an athlete, or when you're really into fitness and you're doing your workouts, those are the sessions, you push yourself, you just and I couldn't, like, if I do it, I would pay the price of later just massive like trembling, shaking fit. And this was really bad for like 3 months. Okay. From like, I think, from April to July was the worst of everything, and this included. So from April to July in 2019, everything was bad. So this would happen every day. I'm not kidding you, like every day. Sometimes all day. Actually, in fact, in those 3 months, very often it was like all day. And there was just, you couldn't like sleep it off, or like it just was there. So from going through it and having recovered, I realized that when you push your body for so long and you're mentally stressed out and, you know, physically, career-wise, all stressed out at the same time, and you're just pushed up against the wall. You don't sleep well for a prolonged amount of time. Chronic stress can really fuck your body up, and that's what I did. And so once your body and your hormone systems and your organs are pushed to that state of exhaustion and depletion, it takes time. Like, see, by then, you know, like if you were healthy and you know, just overdid it for a weekend and you slept well for like a couple days, your body's like, okay, you know, I forgive you, let me come back. Well, once you've abused your body, well, for me it was like unknowingly, without knowing that I was abusing myself. It was just because I wasn't aware of this part of my life. Once you've done it for years and years, like for me it was, I would say like a good 5 years, I was ultra stressed out in every way. So once you've done that and your body finally goes, yep, this is it, and it gives you that crash, it is not just gonna be like, oh, you slept for 2 days really well, let me come back. No, you're gonna continue to get the symptoms. So yeah, if you're going through this, I just have like the biggest like compassion for anyone who's going through this, because I've been through some worse stuff in my life, and this shit that I went through this last year is just like some of the worst things I've ever gone through in my life. It's like this close to throwing the towel, like when it was the worst. It was just like, you are so debilitated. And anyways, I wanted to share this with you guys so that I find it very helpful for myself when I was going through it to relate with somebody who's gone through it and who's recovered, and it kind of allowed me to have like a light at the end of the tunnel, knowing that someone somewhere went through this similar thing as me, and they made it through, and I can too. So I hope that I offer that for some of you who are, you know, following my channel. It's really fun to connect with you guys and on the comments, and just seeing the response of these videos. And as far as what to do, again, you might want to check out my other videos. I've done quite a few videos on helpful tips and stuff like that. But overall, like if I don't get into detail, but just like this overall, what I felt like really helped me was stop, take care of yourself in every way, like rest, eat, sleep, be nice to yourself, think nice things about yourself, you know, surround yourself with people who make you happy, surround yourself with situations that make you calm and at ease and happy, play some games, laugh, and just give yourself time. And yes, when you're going through it, it feels like you're never ever gonna get through this, because it's just so constant. Like the fatigue, the shaking, the exhaustion is there every day, all the time. So it's daunting, but I got through it. And if you're going through the same thing, I know you can do it too. Again, not a doctor. I'm not prescribing anything. I am not a trained therapist for, you know, any medical stuff, but I am somebody who has gone through what I've gone through. And if you find that you need to get checked out by the doctor, definitely do that first. And then if you've, you know, ruled out all the fatal stuff and you're still struggling with this, and you find you are having same symptoms that I've, you know, shared, then definitely check out my videos, and hopefully I can offer you some, you know, I guess peace, ease of mind, and some of the tips that I offer might be able to help you. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm kind of into doing these rambling, unedited videos nowadays, because my eyes like get really tired. I don't know if that's like a leftover symptom, but yeah, my eyes gets really tired if I like just stare at computer screens and stuff like that too long. So when I edit, it kind of bothers my eyes if I do it too long. So I'm not gonna bother to really edit these videos. too much, but I think that's about it that I want to cover. If you have any questions on this, go ahead and post them down in the comment section as usual. If you haven't subscribed, please help me reach 500 subscribers. It's my next like stepping stone. I'm about like 24 subscribers away, so if you like my videos, subscribe and give me a thumbs up. That helps my videos as well and helps me to know what you guys like to see me upload. And I think that's it for today, and I hope you guys are, you know, doing the best in this crazy coronavirus situation. I know that in Los Angeles here, they're opening things up gradually now, but wherever you are, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye guys.